Our special guest this morning, put them together for Neighbours babe, Saskia Hampele. Oh, my God!
Such a babe right now, don't I?
When I got married, we had a sort of Mexican-themed party, which is a very long story, and I was cursed that my moustache constantly kept drooping off like that.
I couldn't smile with it.
Now, Saskia, of course, rocked up on Ramsay Street at the back end of last year, playing Toe Fish's goofy cousin, Georgia, a nurse at Erinsborough Hospital. But life is never straightforward for little Georgie. Her first love, Scott, turned out to be gay, and now she's hanging out with barman Pete, who I think it's fair to say is bad news, or
really
my kind of guy, depending on which way you look at it.
Oh, maybe. It depends what you're into, I guess.
So what's going on then?
Look, it's funny, you know, being on a show like Neighbours, people's lives are just so chaotic. So, yeah, I kind of came onto the show and had some really big storylines straight up.
Did you expect such big storylines? Because normally they bring characters in and give them a sort of gentle introduction.
I did. I got maybe like a month of ease where I was like just going to barbecues and hanging out with people on the street, and then all of a sudden Scotty comes in and it's like, OK,
and Scotty comes out, actually, would have been more appropriate, wouldn't it?
He did, yes. But first he proposes, we get engaged, and so there's this just massive storyline where it's like...
And he's gay?
Yeah, he's gay.
You're suddenly interested, aren't you?
Yeah.
You missed that
He's hit
bit.
on my neighbour, he's hit on the guy across the street.
Oh, I see.
I know.
Neighbours.
And then he's covering it up by proposing, and then it all comes out, and it's terrible.
Well, on Friday afternoon, Georgia gets busted by Toadie and Sonia.
I don't want this stuff in my house. Let me just get rid of it right now. And I know that it's probably a bad time to ask for a favour, but can we just keep this between us? If Toadie was to find out, then I'd just...
Hey. What's going on?
I've done something really, really stupid.
I just wanted to go up to Toadie and pull his little beard off and see if that's real as well. So, things going to work out... I mean, I know it's difficult to give the storylines away, and I know you're much further ahead in Australia, but are things going to work out OK for Georgia?
I think they will. I mean, at the end of the day, Georgia is a character with a really great moral compass and good values, and, you know, I don't think she would ever intend on doing anything that's going to hurt anyone or herself. So, you know, things will work out fine.
Good.
You had a very strange audition, didn't you, for
I
your...
did.
What was that story all about?
Well, I had just returned from LA, and my boyfriend was shooting a show up in Kakadu National Park, which is the Northern Territory.
Where Crocodile Dundee's from, isn't it?
Crocodile Dundee, right? So we're out, like, tagging crocodiles every day. And,
of course you are.
You know, no makeup, just, like, yeah, as you do. It's what we do in Australia. Not. Anyway, so I get this email through saying, put down this tape for an audition for Neighbours. And I was like, well, we're in the middle of nowhere. But we had a film crew with us, so luckily I roped them all into recording
You filmed
me.
the audition...
Yeah,
in
the
bush.
national park. So, I mean, the tape exists somewhere.
So it's between you and a crocodile who got the role?
Thankfully.
It was a snap decision.
Come on, Megan. It's getting better.
On a more serious note, I'm trying
Go on,
to
good luck.
On a more serious note, you had a completely different job before you decided to be an actress. You had a real...
Did.
A real job?
different job.
A real job?
Yeah, well, I guess, yeah, it was a real job. Well, I went to uni and studied social work, so I was working as a social worker for
My word, okay.
a number of years before acting, and then whilst I was kind of getting acting jobs. So it was kind of weird sometimes. I'd, like, go off to do a film one day and then come back into a children's hospital the next day and be working with kids, so...
And, I mean, social workers over here, I mean, they are... I mean, it's a very difficult profession because you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah, it is tough.
So it kind of makes a mockery. I was going to say, why would you quit social work for life in Neighbours? But I think I already know the answer to the question.
Well, I think at the end of the day, I mean, I worked a lot with children, which is a very hopeful part of social work, and I guess an area where you can have a lot of change. So that was really... I was really passionate about that job, and I still am. And I guess it
You
probably...
put a lot of time into training, for starters. didn't you?
Yeah. But it probably wasn't really fulfilling me creatively. So that's where I kind of drew into the acting, and the psychological part of social work meant that I had this knowledge about characters and people and could get inside their brains as well.
And I'm right in thinking you met your boyfriend there, is that right?
No, I met my boyfriend at the Wright Foundation, which is a youth organisation that I was working at.
Okay.
And so he works in television as well now. It was kind of random.
And there you are. Is that on the way over here, the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, that was us yesterday.
That was yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's Blackpool.
No, so how was Paris? How did you enjoy it?
Paris was so quick. We literally arrived the afternoon before and left yesterday afternoon. But we arrived and we went to the Eiffel Tower and we wanted to go up and we got there and there were riots going on because they
Oh, it
had
was the
this
football
big,
thing, wasn't it?
They
Yeah.
had this big football match and...
Where were you?
Yes! We walked into it. We were just wandering along and we were
Seriously?
like,
And that-
everyone's really excited and there's noise and then there was
This is
suddenly
proper
smoke.
rioting. This is proper
Yeah.
rioting.
Over football? What was it? What's the story?
It's Paris Saint-Germain. It was their parade.
Oh, right.
And yeah, apparently people got a bit carried away. But they were throwing missiles at cops apparently.
No, they were
It's
croissants.
never happened here. Now, there's a couple of things I've got to get to. I need to know.
Yeah.
Have you been to this country before? Have you got family here? Everybody's got family here from Australia.
I don't think I have family
No?
here. No. My mum brought me over here. We went on a big backpacking trip when I was 15.
Obviously,
like,
yeah.
hardcore
Oh, really?
backpacking. So we were up north in like the Lake District and had a stopover in London, but only for a day.
And so you've had a bit more time this time? So,
well,
you're going to have a bit more time.
I'm going to have a bit more time.
Because you're doing it, you're at the Soap Awards, aren't you, at the weekend?
So I got to Manchester.
Okay, and then you're at, that's lovely, beautiful sunny Manchester. It's like Sydney.
Are you lying to me?
No, it's lovely.
We're all going to be in Manchester
We're
at
all
the same
gonna be
time.
there.
And there's one other thing.
Yeah, we can all party
So
together.
We've got Alan Fletcher coming, Dr. Carl Kennedy. He's coming in, I think, on Friday. Now, I know from speaking to him before that he's really mad on his music, on his rock and roll. He's got, is it Waiting Room is his band? And I heard a rumour that you and he were recording something or performing together, or is that true?
Yeah, well, Georgia
Okay, yeah.
might have a little debut with the Wright prescription, which
Ah.
is Carl's Neighbours on-screen band. So yeah, we've been doing a bit of recording. I love that Kylie and Jason Donovan are up there with
Well, there you go. That could be next.
Yeah, I don't know about the romance part.
He only lives around the corner, literally about 100 yards from here.
Who, Jason Donovan?
Jason Donovan, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, there you
Top man.
go.
There we go. Listen, it's great to have you with us this morning. I hope you
Thanks for
enjoyed the
having
experience.
me.
And we have some diverse and interesting talking points for you this